So I am going to start again. Hope you are able to hear me. So problems in the bottom of parsing. This is going on premature reduction. So what is the premature reduction? In this way we are unable to get the particular output. Okay. Here the given input string is A plus B star C star D. Okay. In this case, if we will proceed by using the given grammar, then ultimately we are unable to get the output. Means we are unable to get as per our input string. We are unable to get the expression as per the given input string. Okay, then this is called the premature reduction. So for that, some updation is required. So some type of updation in the grammar we will do, then we will able to get the exact output, means equivalent to the given input string. Okay, here we can see again, just we are taking the same input string A plus B star C star D. Okay, this is the given input string and this is the given grammar. So try to understand. What do you want to ask anything? This is the given grammar. E is equal to or equivalent to E plus T. So either we can replace this E by E plus T or by T. Okay. Similarly, T we have again two choices. T star V we will replace by T star V or single V. Okay. But single V we have four choices. Either we can write A in place of V, we can write small v in place of V, we can write C in place of V or D. Okay, so we have four choices here, two choices here, two choices here. Okay, but we will choose that choice. First, we will compare it with our input string. Okay, A plus B star C star D. So we will proceed in the reverse manner, that is called the bottom up parsing. Okay, or shift reduce parsing. Now, whenever we are reducing our expressions, okay, then we can see whether we are able to get the particular output or not. If we are unable to get the particular output, then that is called the premature reduction. Okay, now we can proceed and watch here. So there are following steps. Okay, we are just reducing our input string and what we are getting at the end. Now you can see all those 9 steps. We are doing each and everything in the 9 steps, but at the end we will see that we are unable to achieve the particular output. Okay, whatever the input string is given. Okay, now just see the first step. This is the original input string. Okay, original input string. Now you started to replace from here. You are replacing V. Okay, just the value of A, you are all aware that you can replace it by ABCD. Okay, so ABCD you can write V, small v in place of this. Okay, now you are replacing V here in place of A and writing all remaining things as it is. Okay, plus B star C star D. Okay, now again write this expression to this side, left hand side. Okay, this is our original input string, just you can see provided in the problem. And after moving one step, just I am replacing this A by V, then we have this sentential form and we are again writing this sentential form towards our left hand side. Okay, now come step 2. Now what we are doing here, V plus B. Okay, V plus, here it is given B star C star D. Now you can see this V, we have how many options for this V? Now you can see what we have the option. We can write in place of this V T. Okay, because we are going towards bottom side to top side. Okay, we are moving from bottom side to top side. Now you can see we can replace this V by capital T. Okay, we can replace this V by capital T. Now you can see in the next step here. So we are replacing this V by T, okay, and writing the same thing here also. Star B star C star D, okay. Again, you have to write this right hand side to this side, left hand side, okay, and again replace this T. What is the value of this T? Just I am replacing one by one this T. In the preceding case, you can see what is the T. We can replace the single T by E. Okay, we can write single T, we can write capital E. In place of this, we can write capital E. So that's why we are doing the same thing here. Okay, we are doing the same thing here, just replacing this T by capital E. Okay, then this is again we are writing same steps plus sign B star C star D. Okay, B star C star D, again writing the same expression here as it is, and complete this on the right hand side. Again we will write here on the left hand side. Okay, A plus B star C star D. Now you can see I am writing the same E as E, okay, and plus sign. Now I am replacing this B, okay, this B by V, because we have the option A, B, C, D, we can change by V. So we are replacing this one, this B by V. First we replace this A by B, and after that V by T, then T by E. Okay, and again now it is okay, complete one. Now there is no any option after getting E, we cannot change this, so we are writing as it is here. Then we are replacing this B by V. Okay, and we will write the same thing, whatever is remaining here, star star C C star D. Okay, and then again you have to write this thing here to left hand side. Okay, then E plus V star C star D, this one. Okay, just we have written here a small, here a small V, but this is the same thing. Okay, don't think about this V and this V. Okay, here all are, you can treat a small V. Okay, so this one by chance, this is a typing mistake here, all are a small V. Okay, so this is E plus V star C star D. Now we are replacing this V by T. Okay, V is already mentioned in the grammar, you can replace V by T as we have done here also. Okay, just we have replaced this V by T. Okay, so again we are replacing this V by T. Then we will write here E plus T, and you can write remaining items here. Okay, you can write remaining items again, star C star D. Now you can write the same right hand side towards left hand side to move further. A E plus T star C star D. Whatever you are getting on the right hand side, you have to write on left hand side. Okay, and again proceed. What is E plus T? It is coming E plus T. What is this E plus T? You can check in the preceding slides. What is E plus T? E plus T is again capital E. Okay. Either you can replace capital E by E plus T or T, or you can replace E plus T by E. Okay. Now what we are doing here? E plus T we are replacing by E. So here again we are writing the same thing E. Okay. Now remaining items are star C star D. Okay. So we will write here star C star D. Again you have to write this side, left hand side, E star C star D, E star C star D. Okay. Then change this C by V. You can replace it by V. A B C D by V. Okay. But we will replace in one step, one by one. We will proceed like that. Okay. We can never do two things at one time. Okay. So E star C, now you can see we are replacing by V. So E star V and remaining item is star D. Okay. And again you have to write this thing to this side, left hand side, E star V star D. And now again you can see what is E star. Here we are going to E star, writing again E star and replacing this V by T. Okay, from the preceding grammar mentioned in the problem, we are replacing this V by T. So E star T star and remaining item is star D. Okay, again we will write this thing here. Okay, E star T star D, and then you can see E star T. What is this? Just you are replacing T. What is T? Again, you can choose from the preceding one. What is T? This E. You can write E. Okay. You have the option, so you can write E. So again, you will write E as E, star, star, T, just you are replacing from the grammar by E. So E star D. Okay. So ultimately, you are getting E star D. This is false. If you will change D again here at the last point, if you will replace this D by V and V by T, okay, and T by E, then you will get E star E star E. That is the wrong answer. Okay, that is the wrong answer. So we can say this is false grammar. The grammar is not good. Okay, because we are unable to achieve the answer here, the output here. Okay, we started from the given input string, but we will achieve only single E here. What we will get, what we must get in the answer? Capital E only. Okay, just we are starting from the input string, but the answer will come only single E. Okay, but in this case, you are unable to get single E. You are getting here E star E star E. Okay, you are unable to get the single E. It means the grammar is false because you are unable to achieve the proper result. Okay, so what is this? This is called the premature reduction. Okay, this is one of the best example for premature reduction. You are replacing as per the given grammar, but ultimately you are unable to achieve the proper output. What is the proper output? As per given grammar, you must get only single E. Okay, you will start from here because you are using the bottom of parsing. So you will start from the input string and you have to get the answer as only single E, but you are getting here answer as E star and again E star, because you will in the next step you will change D by what is this here will come D by V, okay, then V by T, then T by E. So you will get three E's, that is E star, E star, E. That is the false answer, okay. So this is called the premature reduction. You are trying to get the output even though you are using the mentioned grammar and you are following the input string, because you have already started from the input string, but you are unable to achieve the proper output. What is the proper output? It is capital E. Okay. what you must get at the end? Only capital E. So this is called the premature reduction because you are unable to achieve your answer. Okay, I think you have understood already. Now we can see while the actual tree for the given input string as under analyzing the above two syntax tree, we find that the weakness of the bottom of the scheme. Okay, so it means because we are unable to get the particular output here, even though we are proceeding from the input string and we are using the mentioned grammar, but still we are unable to achieve the proper result, then this is called the unambiguous grammar. Even though what type of methodology we are using here, that is called the bottom up parsing. Okay, and what is the another name for the bottom up parsing? It is called the shift reduce parsing. Okay, this is called the shift reduce parsing. So in the shift reduce parsing or the bottom up parsing method, you will start from the bottom side and you will proceed towards the root node, toward the parent node. Okay, then if you are able to get or achieve the particular output, then this is called the unambiguous grammar. Otherwise it will be called as ambiguous grammar. So here we are unable to achieve the result. So this grammar is again ambiguous grammar. Okay, that is the faulty grammar. So in this case we will achieve the two trees. Okay, now you can see toward the tree. Here we have the option E. Now you can see we, as per the given options, we can draw the tree. Okay, E, what is this? E plus T. Okay, just we are taking option E, operator symbol plus and then T. Again we are dividing this E by T and T by V, and we have the option A. Okay, so this is for the input string. This syntax tree is the for the input string. We must get the syntax tree for the input string like this. Okay, so we can replace here T by V, and as per need we will replace the value because here we need A. Okay, here the operator symbol will come, here we need B, here the operator symbol star, here again we need C, again operator symbol star, and again the D. Okay, so this is the proper syntax tree for the input string. So this is mentioned, the input string already mentioned in the problem, and this is the syntax tree for the mentioned input string. Okay, so in this way we can draw the syntax tree. Now what type of updation we are doing? Okay, what type of updation needed? Now for example, we should have not used E plus T to E. Okay, in step 6. In step 6, in the preceding case, what we have done, just we are going to replace E plus T by E. Okay, we are replacing E plus T to E in step 6. Instead, the reduction sequence should have been. Now, after updation, we must consider or we must follow in this way. Okay, we will not replace E plus T. Okay, but we will write in this way what was the step number 6. Okay, in the preceding case, we can check what is the step number 6. Here the problem is started to arise from here. Okay, this is step number 6. E plus T star C star D. Okay, and we have replaced this E plus T by capital E. Okay, from where we are replacing this? From the preceding grammar. We can replacing E plus T by E. Okay, so in step 6, we are writing E plus T here E, capital E, okay, by using the preceding grammar. but we will never change this one. Okay, we will proceed in this fashion: E plus T star C star D. Okay, now we can see what type of operation we are doing in 6 dash. Okay, so just remember, here we are writing E plus T star C star D. Okay, now you can see step number 6 dash or here. So E plus T star C star T. Okay, and again here we are writing E plus T as it is. Okay, E plus T as it is, but here we are not replacing E plus T by E. What we are doing, just we are replacing this C by V. Okay, don't think here capital V or capital C, don't concentrate over that. Just you see how we are going to reduce the expression. Okay, in the preceding case, what we have done, just we replaced E plus T by E. Okay, by using the given grammar. But what we must do, we must do E plus T, we must write the same thing, but we have to replace C by V. Okay, whenever we will replace this C by V, and we will write again star D, and again come here E plus T star V star D, we will write the same thing on the left hand side. Again you can see E plus T, we are writing again the same thing. Okay, and what is what we are doing here, T star, what is T star V, what is T star V. Now we can check in the preceding case, or what is provided in the grammar, what is T star V. So we can replace this T star V by capital T. Okay, T star V we can replace by capital T. So here we are applying the same. Okay, we are replacing T star V by T. Okay, and we will write this star D remaining item as it is. Again we have to write this left hand right hand side thing towards left hand side. Again we are writing E plus T star D, and then you can see again we are going to replace this D by V. Okay, this D, because we can replace either A, B, C, D by V. So again we can see we are changing this D by V, and again you can see T star V again we are getting. So what is the T star V? Again we will first write this statement here, and then we will replace this T star B by T. Okay, what is the T star V? We have already seen in the preceding case the given grammar, T star V we can replace by T. And what is E plus T? E plus T is already given in the grammar E. Now you can see here E plus T, this is E. Okay, so ultimately we are getting the result here. So such type of mistake is called the premature reduction. In the preceding example, just we are continuing the same example, but here the little bit updation we are doing, we are not replacing E plus T, even though here we are replacing C by V and then T star V by T. Okay, so we will do in this way, and ultimately we have to keep in our mind what we want to achieve. Okay, so blindly we cannot do anything. If you will proceed blindly, then you can get your wrong answer. Okay, you can get wrong answer. That is called the premature reduction. Even though you are doing right thing, but you have to take care of that what we want to achieve. Okay, you will do in the same way what you want to achieve. Okay, now in the modification steps, in the updated steps, you can see again you are replacing the value of C and then V and so on, but here you are getting the result. Okay, so in 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, in the 10th step you are getting the ultimately the result capital E. So if you will proceed as you have done in the preceding case, that is called the premature reduction, but this is the correct reduction, this is the proper reduction. So if you will proceed in this way, you will take care what you want to achieve, what type of output you want, then this is called the correct grammar and correct way, proper way to achieve the output. Okay. Now the last topic in the unit number 2, that is called the syntax directed translation. Okay, so what is the syntax directed translation? In the compiler we use the hierarchical structure on the input to help in getting the output. Okay, so there is a hierarchy. Hierarchy is provided in the structure. So we use that hierarchy on the input to get the output. Okay, so it helps. This hierarchical structure help to get the proper output. So what is the syntax directed translation? There are two steps. First is called the grammar symbols. Okay, grammar symbols have an associated set of attributes. So there are few attributes, okay, that are involved here, and another is called the production, and production are associated with the semantic rules. Okay, so first is called the grammar symbols have an association with the set of attributes. Okay, so first is called the set of attributes and it will depend on the grammar symbol, and second one is called the productions, and these are associated with the semantic rules. Okay, or on the logical rules we can see. Now we can see what is this. Suppose we have the input string. Okay, so from the input string first we will draw the parse tree. Okay, this is the way, this is the proper way. We have the input string, then first we will draw the parse tree, and then we will draw the dependency graph. Okay, so from the parse tree, we will draw the dependency graph, and from the dependency graph, we can, what is the last step? Evaluation order for semantic rules. From the dependency graph, we will get the evaluation order for semantic rules. Okay, so this is called the syntax directed translation, and this translation will depend on the two steps. First is called the grammar symbols, and that have association with the set of attributes. Second is called the production, and that have association with the semantic rules. Okay, so the fundamental components of the analysis phases. First is the representation of a grammar for use by the parser. Okay, parser is used to represent the grammar. Whenever we will compile the program, then after compilation, we will get some sort of errors. Okay, so here we will use the parsing algorithm to draw the parse tree. Okay, and if we will use the parsing algorithm, then we will see whether we are getting the two parse tree or the single parse tree. If we are getting the single parse tree, that will be based on the algorithm of parsing algorithm, then we can say that our grammar is unambiguous, right grammar. Okay, third one, the set of routings for semantic processing of an input string. Then we will proceed to do the other steps. Okay, so first we will do the representation of a grammar by the use of the parser, and after that we will draw the parse tree, and third one we will check the semantic process. We will do the semantic processing of the input string. So these are the three steps, or we can say the three analysis phases. Now we can say what is the semantic action. So semantic action we will use to consider the different types of error. So whenever we will apply the semantic action, what is the semantic action? In the semantic action, we will check the two things. It may be true or false. So in syntax directed translation, the semantic action is associated with each production. Okay. Earlier we have already seen we will write a number of, you can see a number of sentential forms. Okay, so then each sentential form we will check either it is false or true. Okay, So each sentential form we will check whether this is true or false, true or false. Okay, on the behalf of that, we will take the action that is called the semantic action. Okay, so let the production form, this is the production form, this is given E is equal to B1 plus E2. Okay, just we are dividing this expression into two parts. Okay, so this is called the production. And whenever you are going to write the semantic action, then you will add here value. Okay, if we will say that this is the given production form, then write its semantic action. Then just you can write here E dot value, okay, arrow sign. Here you will write E dot value 1 plus E dot value 2 in this form, because this form is given 1 and 2. So you will write E dot value 1, E dot value 2. Okay, and after that we can replace the value. So this is the form of the semantic action. Whatever is given here, you will proceed in this way. So this type of way is called the, this type of form is called the semantic action. Okay, so this is the semantic action form. E dot value on the left hand side is equal to, or the arrow sign, E dot value 1 plus E dot value 2. Okay, after that E dot value 1, what is this? B1. E dot value 2, what is this? E2. Okay, so whatever value we have, we may have also the number, numerals here. Okay, then we will replace this value. E dot value 1, what is this? B1. E dot value 2, what is this? E2. Okay, then after whatever we have the value, we will replace and we will get the answer. So such type of action is called the semantic action. Okay, this is the given production, this is the given expression, and we will write in this way: E dot value, E dot value 1, E dot value 2, or we can also write dot val. Okay, E dot val means value 1, E dot value 2. Okay, this is the short form abbreviation, we can write this. This is the way, proper way. Okay, so this is called the semantic action. Just we are breaking and writing in the form of dot value 1, dot val 2. Okay, just we are considering this 1 and 2 from here. Okay, and after that we will replace this by V1. So we will proceed in this way. Okay, this is called the semantic action. Now again we can see in case of the numerals, suppose we have any value, okay, we can also represent this. This is also a production. E, we can represent it may be also digit 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. So this is called the production. If it is given in the expression form in this way, then this is called the production form. Now we can say write the semantic form. So then whenever we will write the semantic form, then we will write here E dot value. So this is E, and we will write here E dot value, and here we will change this sign by equal sign. So we can write here digit. Okay, any digit maybe. So this is called the semantic action. Okay, so we will write in this form E dot value, because this is digit. So we are not writing here E dot value 1 plus E dot value 2, because this is not the here expression, because this is given in this form. So we will write the semantic action in the same form. Okay, but here we will replace this E by dot value. Okay, if we have here expression, then we can write here whatever here we will have, then we will write this thing dot value, and again another expression this plus something like that. Okay, but here nothing is provided to us, then we will write here E dot value like this and digit semantic like this. Okay, so this is called the semantic action. Now we have this, consider the input string. This is the input string 1 plus 2 plus 3. Construct its syntax tree. Now you want to draw the syntax tree for this. Okay, so we will replace, suppose we have E is equal to 1 plus 2 plus 3. Okay, and again we are, suppose we have this expression, again we are breaking this expression into two expression as per need, and again this expression we are again here dividing into another expression and writing. Now we are replacing the value E by 1, this is operator symbol, this is 2, and this is again the center operator symbol, and this is 3. Okay, so we can say that this is the syntax tree for this. We can mention and we can draw like this. So 1 plus 2 plus 3. Okay, so the syntax tree is given here already. Now they are saying, considering the bottom left most key, we can associate the corresponding semantic action. Now there is a need arise to write the semantic action. Then how we will write the semantic action for this? Okay, suppose we have E, and again we are dividing this E 1 plus 3. Okay, suppose this is given 1 plus 3. And now in the next case, we can see that this is complete parse tree with each translation can be drawn as E, again E, the same thing as we have already seen in this way. Okay, first one. So this is the complete parse tree for the 1 plus 2 plus 3. Okay, so this is the last one. How we will draw the syntax tree for the 1 plus 2 plus 3. So we have even another option to draw the syntax tree for 1 plus 2 plus 3. We can do the same thing here also. We are going to divide the left side. Okay, we can also divide this side and we will remain E here. Okay, here we can write only 1 center plus 2, and we can divide this E again by 2E like this, and we can write here 2 plus 3. Okay, so whatever we are doing this side, we can also do to this side. So we have two options to draw the syntax tree for 1 plus 2 plus 3. Okay, so if we are able to get, or we can draw the more syntax tree, then that is called the ambiguous grammar. Now any question please? You are welcome. Today we have finished unit number 2, and hopefully up to evening I will upload the PDF file of the notes of unit number 2 of the compiler design. Okay, and if you have any question, then you can ask. Any question please? Any question? हेलो
सर
हेलो।
क्विज का बता दीजिए सर, कब लेंगे
हाँ,
क्विज?
क्विज का हम बताएंगे, परेशान मत हो, कम से कम एक हफ्ते का आपके पास टाइम रहेगा।
अच्छा अच्छा